to do y'all this coffee on the vid. Back at it, man. And if you didn't see rapper Jim Jones, the former dipset Capo, or are we still calling him that, man? Is dipset still really a thing anymore? It's a fine thing to look back on, but I don't know, man. Killer Cam's doing this podcast thing, delivering that epic interview with the Punisher. Pause. Real talk. I can't say that enough. Cam did dang. Pause with that interview. But you know, Jim Jones got into this whole situation here where someone like me, where they say, yo, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? You don't matter. You don't have an opinion. Just some random cat on Instagram was talking about how Jimmy was, in his book, was above Nas. You know what I mean? Some almost look at like a prophet in a rap game, one of the GOATs or whatever. And listen, I did a video all about that, how Jim Jones was more or less pulling a okey doke, a hustle move. I'll leave the link below about it, you know what I mean? But he started feeling himself to so many, to sum it up more or less. Like, he started running with the narrative that Nas was that guy, but nowadays the Capo is leaps and bounds above Nas, you know what I'm saying? Well, Shannon Sharpe and him had a little back and forth about it, if you didn't see.
And embracing one another and
I can sing more Nas records than you right now. So you are capping. You are capping. That's what you're doing.
First of all, bro,
you are capping. I'm a bigger Nas fan than you are. You are capping.
First of all, I'm 57. I don't be singing no rap. I don't be singing no rap.
You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He don't even know about rap. He just doing this for the views to get Jim Jones on there to get him hot. I understand.
That's crazy, he said. Well, it's not as crazy that he's 57 and don't rock with hip-hop the way he used to. That's what this whole thing kind of comes down to, is generational stuff, man. That's why the young head was like, got Jim Jones above Nas. Anyone else, like, you gotta be younger and not know that much. Like, damn near bumps your head to put the Capo above Nas, in my opinion, man. But it's funny that Jimmy's saying, oh, you're doing this for the views or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's almost even like someone who don't know hip-hop would have Nas above Jim Jones. I just don't understand this. But Jim Jones did this same thing like 6 months ago, 3 months ago with 50 Cent, and that's what I'm saying. I'll leave the link below. He's just trying to up his streams, more or less. It's a hustle, and here he is trolling Shannon Sharpe. Everyone's just trolling these days, man. Things are just kind of losing their relevancy, more or less.
But you don't
get him hot.
You don't know Nas.
You better check the podcast page. Now you better talk.
Sing 16.
Hey, this is the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Name one Nas record.
This is the biggest podcast you ever been on. You know what podcast you been on better than this one.
Hold on. Be on topic. Hold on.
No. Name a podcast you been on bigger than this one.
That's kind of true, right? Cat Williams made this podcast huge, and Shannon Sharpe loves it, and I ain't mad at him for that. That was an epic interview as well, man. You know what I mean? He might have all this legal situation going on with an instant thought trying to take him to the bank and all that. And I think secretly he's kind of happy that came out, so everyone stops busting his balls about the gay stylist that outed the NFL player that he decided to have work for him and sit courtside with at a ball game. That's crazy, man.
When you get big, you get invited to Club Shay Shay.
This is what I do.
Nas get invited to Club Shay Shay. Jada can get invited to Club Shay Shay. You ain't on that level yet, bro.
Just a little young. Chill out. Chill out. Don't play with me, bro. Chill out. Topic. You're dealing with the wrong one, bro. Right here.
He told him, you ain't even on that level in the podcast world. Jada, Nas, they get the invitation off rip. You had to have this whole Instagram post start this controversy that you tapped into. Like, again, it's all a hustle. But even in the podcast world, Jim Jones ain't on Nas level, according to Shannon Sharpe. What do y'all think about that? And ain't it crazy the way that Ocho Cinco just kind of sits there like being an ad-libber or something? I don't know. He really embodies an odd persona on his podcast, if you ask me. Like, this don't get me wrong, Ocho Cinco was always kind of like out there, but He acts like a whole nother person out here. The internet is such a weird place, man.
Bro, I don't care nothing about nothing else that you got to say, bro. You might as well take yours.
Hey, we here. You can't out-talk me.
Alone, bro.
You might can out-rap me, but you can't out-talk me.
Don't nobody want to go to Club Shay Shay. Nobody want to buy no VIP tickets to that shit. Nobody rushing to go to that shit.
Biggest podcast you ever been on.
Club Shay Shay.
Hey,
If you want to, you get an invite.
You do got to go
Nobody listening to me?
The podcast.
Again, Jim Jones is just trolling. After Cat Williams came out here and lit this podcast up, he's got it hot as a motherfucker. We saw Mike Epps do the trolling. And just like we were talking about, Shannon Sharpe's so happy that he's getting sued by a female that it's all in the lawsuit. He was piping her down, right? You know what I mean? That people leave him alone about the rainbow vibes. And yeah, man, that's what Mike Epps came at him with. The club gay, he called it. But Cat Williams got this podcast so fucking hot, it's crazy. Pause.
Tremendous. You and Ocho do your thing. But don't get it twisted, bro. I don't care nothing about no fucking podcast, bro.
We supposed to be talking about music and love and embracing one another and culture and having
We ain't gonna let it come out here and disrespect Nas and Jada. That ain't gonna happen on here.
Thank you, man. It's blasphemous hip-hop wise, this Jim Jones notion. But like I said, go check that other video out, man. I get it. I get that everyone's got to hustle. The internet is a weird place, and it's just made it like that. That talking shit and just trolling is the thing to do, man. You know what I mean? Look at all the people that really blew up. Don't get me wrong. There's people that just deliver like news or documentaries or whatever, and they do their thing. But for the most part, how do you get somewhere? How do you get eyes on what you're doing? You troll. And Jim Jones is like, that's basically in that other video. If y'all want to go check it out once again, and make sure to sub up to this one and to subscribe and all that. But he's like, yo, I'll just blaspheme all over the rap game. Pause. And yo, and don't get me wrong, his music has gotten a lot better. I definitely will give Jim Jones that, man. But just to put him above Nas and any, like, you know what I mean? That's how you know the individuals. But that's the beautiful thing too about the internet, is everyone can pick up a device. At the same time, trolling is what it is. Anyone can do what they do. But I don't know, you know.
Now, where were we?
Why you keep putting Jada into this? Why you keep putting Jada into this? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you, bro?
Now here we are today, bright and early. Jim Jones hit the gym and hit the blogosphere to deliver this message, this challenge, which I think that wasn't the full podcast thing. That was just a clip. But I guess he's always telling everyone, get in the gym. Let's have a workout contest. Let's see who can do more pull-ups, which Shannon Sharpe in his prime, I don't think Jimmy could touch him, man. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, I'm 57. You know what I mean? Just like this. I don't know if he's responded to this, but Jim wanna have a gym battle. Jim wants to have a gym battle.
Hey, yo, Shannon, did you work out today? Talking all that shit. On the weekends, I do warrior sets. These pull-ups will resist the hands, but can you even lift your own body weight? You can all lift a bunch of weight, but can you lift your own body weight, big fella? The world wants to know.
So he's doing it with the resistance bands. I guess that's warrior sets, man. I mean, rapping and working out is two different things, but Shannon Sharpe's an ex-NFL, retired Hall of Famer and all that, but I don't know, Jimmy wants to have the gym off. Pause.
Hey, yo, Shannon, did you work out today? Talking all that, eat that. Cause we really do this. Remember this weekend with us. No AC, just in the heat, no water for an hour. Like they drop me off in the desert in case they gotta put me with the Marines on a special mission. You ready for that? Let me move in the challenges.
right, so the pull-ups was one thing, man, but all that other stuff was a lot. What'd he say? Don't start ducking this challenge now. You gonna talk like a podcaster, or you gonna walk what you talk? Cause my sneakers tied. You already challenged me in front of the world. Might as well finish the job, champ. Did Shannon throw the challenge out there, or was it Jimmy? He said he don't want to do it in public. Let's do it in private. I know his rep as an athlete is on the line. As long as you're the witness. He wants Ocho Cinco to be the witness. We don't duck no challenges. Size don't matter. Pause. Where I'm from, run it. Young David to all the Goliaths. So, like I said, man, the internet's just a weird place. What do y'all think about this? All this from Jimmy over Nas and the rap ratings. Like, I don't get it.